Massive Polygon MATIC update.
We're about to reveal some crazy news about Polygon that you need to know about.
Welcome to the Bean Pod. This is your place for all things stocks and crypto. From beginner tips to expert picks. Use this as fuel for your investing journey, because when you're in the know, your money will grow.
This episode of the Bean Pod is sponsored by KyberSwap.
KyberSwap is a DEX and DEX aggregator which is built to facilitate all your DeFi needs in one single platform.
Fast, cheap, and safe.
User experience is KyberSwap's sole focus to make everyone's life better in DeFi. Welcome to the Bean Pod. This is Shane, aka the Jolly Green Investor.
And this is Josh, the Nifty Investor.
Today we have a very important update about Polygon MATIC.
There's a lot that is going on with this platform right now. A ton of different partnerships. What is going on with Polygon MATIC? We're going to deep dive into it.
It's been one of those projects that has held up really well throughout the entire bear market, really since the market crashed in June. A lot of altcoins have just slowly bled out, but Polygon has not only shown some life, especially recently, based on its partnerships and some of this crazy news, it just kind of keeps going up.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who don't know what Polygon MATIC is, it's a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum. Ethereum is one of the most adopted blockchains out there, but it does have some problems, with their gas fees, scalability, etc. And Polygon MATIC seeks to solve those problems for Ethereum as a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum.
Yeah, so it makes it faster is basically, the main selling point.
Faster, cheaper for transactions, etc. Hence why if you have a lot of adoption on Ethereum and this makes Ethereum better, you're going to have a lot of adoption through Polygon MATIC.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the early reasons why Polygon was kind of staying afloat during the bear market was because of the Ethereum merge narrative, right?
Yeah.
So as the ETH merge kind of came closer and Ethereum kind of stepped up, Polygon MATIC kind of sailed along in Ethereum's coattails there. Now ETH is plunged and, is pretty sleepy. However, Polygon seems to be keeping up. What's going on there?
Yeah, I mean, so most recently, every day, if you go on their Twitter account, go on their website, it seems like there's a new partnership. So you're really starting to see some adoption here. What I just noticed is they just passed Ethereum in weekly active addresses.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is now becoming the most widely used crypto project out there.
Crazy. Well, I mean, if you're coming into crypto and you're a new project or like a Web 2 business trying to get into Web 3, you just look at the cost and the speed of transactions for Polygon. The gas fees are basically zero as compared to Ethereum, where it still costs money for every transaction.
Yeah, it's like $15 or something.
Polygon's much faster, so that's why we're seeing the partnerships continue to roll in. Now, if we dial it back a little bit, we've talked about this before, but it bears mentioning. Some of the partnerships that Polygon MATIC already has includes DraftKings, for NFL, top things like Liverpool for NFTs and sports, Dolce & Gabbana, Macy's, Adidas, Gucci for fashion NFTs. Wasn't there one like Coca-Cola?
Yeah, Coca-Cola, Disney.
I mean, whoever is the business development person for Polygon MATIC is absolutely crushing it.
Yeah.
So I think what was the other one? We talked about it when we did if you really want to deep dive into Polygon, check out, we did the Truth About Polygon a few months ago. And we talked about these partnerships that they've previously done more in depth. And one of the ones that really struck my attention was that Stripe announced that they're going to be testing USDT payments on Polygon.
Right.
So as one of the world's largest payment providers, the fact that they're going to be testing USDC payments on Polygon and not Ethereum, Solana, and the other ones, well, it kind of gave a preview to a bunch of the new partnerships that Polygon's been making.
So some of the new partnerships for the most recent update is one that caught my eye recently was the Reddit community.
Massive.
So Reddit users have created over 3 million crypto wallets to scoop up Polygon NFTs. This is a very big deal because Reddit has a massive community. I think they have like 50 million daily active users. And Reddit generated over $350 million off of these users last year. So they've now grabbed 3 million of those 50 million daily active users.
Yeah.
Wait until they start grabbing 10 million, 20 million, et cetera. This is going to be an absolute massive metaverse hub, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably the biggest piece of news they've come out with lately is the Reddit thing. And we can't really overstate that. So what happened was Reddit chose Polygon as their blockchain the first thing they did was basically make avatar NFTs. So kind of like the profile picture on Twitter you saw with all the Ethereum NFTs and some Solana. Reddit said, we're going to go with Polygon to make these Reddit specific NFTs for their avatars. And if you use Reddit, like the avatar is a big thing. And, it can show, your level of activity and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. So I think it can't be understated that this has been a massive success. Those figures you just shared, like the amount that they've sold, they're selling millions of dollars a day. And it's only been live for a week or two.
That's right.
Not even that.
Yeah.
I think some of the Reddit NFTs are now reselling for, one sold for 18 ETH. That's like 25K.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
And they have a really passionate, like strong, tight-knit community as well. With the GameStop, AMC, like it's that type of community. They're clever folks.
Yeah. So that's a huge one that was widely covered in the news, and Polygon, the token price, saw a pump from that. So that was kind of the one piece of news that made us like, all right, we need to do an update for this. But when you dig deep into it and you just go up into the other partnerships they've been rolling out. So I found this company called NuBack.
Yeah.
This is backed by Warren Buffett, and they chose Polygon to launch their token. And I think it's one of Latin America's Brazil, leading fintech company.
Yeah.
So this is another huge partnership.
So this is Brazil's largest fintech bank, and they have over 70 million users on this through this bank. So they're now creating something called a new coin, NuCoin, on Polygon, and this is going to help transition a lot of the Web 2 users into Web 3 via Polygon. And again, this is like government services too, right? So that's an absolutely massive partnership.
Yeah, and I mean, backed by Warren Buffett.
Yeah,
like that's a
Warren Buffett,
company.
Brazil fintech bank, like
Disney, Coca-Cola.
Let's go.
So what else have they been up to? They've partnered with a company called FanGuild to launch a new esports NFT platform, which is another large company that's going to be launching this platform in 10 countries next month.
Yeah.
So they're making moves. Everywhere you look, they're making moves.
Another one they have is so Showtime integrates with Spotify on Polygon. So Showtime's like a big TV network. So they're integrating with Spotify with the music, and they're doing this all through Polygon as well.
Right.
So it's a TV network, one of the most used music. So this would be huge because the way I see like music eventually going to NFTs, right? And Polygon, if you look at a lot of what they're doing with Reddit, for example, it's all NFT based. And the music industry will eventually be going to NFTs, right? So if now you get Spotify starting to work with Showtime, but they're doing it through Polygon, will Spotify eventually start doing NFTs
via Polygon?
Via Polygon?
I mean, it just goes back to what I was saying earlier. If you're a huge corporation and you want to adopt NFT technology or blockchain technology en masse to your 50 million, 100 million users, it doesn't make sense to choose Ethereum. It doesn't make sense to choose Solana because that network goes down all the time. So that's where I feel like Polygon is really making up ground because they're faster than Ethereum and they're more stable than Solana. It's almost like a great middle ground between the two. And it has that brand name recognition now because if you're a Spotify or if you're even a smaller company, well, if Coca-Cola is using them and Disney's using them and DraftKings is using them, then why can't we use them?
Don't you need a business development guy anymore? Everybody else is using them, so we'll use them.
Well, I mean, marketing is really just does business development for you, right? Yeah. So another thing I saw they're doing, it's like, you go down the list. It's
fun. I like going through Polygon.
Man, they're making moves.
Yeah.
So they have teamed up with Alpha Venture DAO and Ice-T Labs to launch an accelerator program for blockchain startups. Right. So they've got their own Polygon accelerator program. They've already got 5 projects, two or three play to earn games, an NFT marketplace, and an application specific blockchain for game finance. So now they have their own ecosystem of developing Polygon specific projects. They're just cranking shit out every corner.
Well, you wouldn't believe it, but there's over 53,000 Dapps being built on Polygon. This is a 60% increase since June.
Wow.
This is an 8x from the start of the year. So you talk about projects building during a bear market, look no further than Polygon.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive what they've been doing.
Get this, their NFT sales volume, 4.7 billion, 235, that's this previous quarter, a 235% increase.
Would that have been buoyed from the Reddit thing?
It would be Reddit, everything they're doing with Disney, Coca-Cola, because Coca-Cola had their NFTs as well.
Right.
Unique addresses, up 123% quarter over quarter.
Man.
So they're just like consistently adding on new addresses, building like everything's going on with these guys.
And another interesting thing I saw they're doing lately is they launched something called the Polygon Bootcamp Africa. It's a 2-month education course that's bringing blockchain to Africa.
Right.
It's like they're doing shit.
Here's another one.
You know,
You're the jolly green investor. So
I sure am.
You're all about, saving the environment and whatnot. So remember we did an episode on the upcoming world food crisis, right?
Yep.
And we talked about Bayer.
Oh yeah,
Bayer,
yeah.
For like the seeds and all that stuff.
For sure.
So Bayer has partnered with a platform called Nori. Nori is a carbon removal marketplace. And Nori is scaling the climate solutions on Polygon. So Bayer, which is like the world's largest pharmaceutical company, who's also big into the seeds and fertilizer and all that stuff, is now working through Nori. And this is going to help with reduced water, increased nutritional density, et cetera, so they can monitor all these things through Polygon.
I like it. Wasn't there a Bill Gates to Bayer connection? There was somehow.
Yeah,
there was like a company that Bill Gates ran. They provide the seeds there. I remember when we did the deep dive into Bayer.
We'll have to go back into the episode.
Yeah. So Bill Gates, Polygon, you reckon then?
Bill Gates,
Heard it here first.
So Bayer is using it now. So it's kind of cool.
I mean, just take a step back and think about all the things we just discussed. What other project is making partnership after rollout after accelerator program during a bear market? You know, like we cover a lot of projects on this show, and there might be a big partnership here or a new rollout here, but it's like every week they're doing 5 different things.
Yeah. By the time we roll this episode out, there's probably going to be a bunch of stuff we've missed.
Yeah.
One more I wanted to highlight, which I thought was pretty cool. So, when you I haven't personally filed a police complaint, but like if you watch The Simpsons or something, you call up and Chief Wiggum's like, yeah, we'll get right to it. just like doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So they have this thing called Up Police, and this is India's first police complaint portal. So because they're doing it through Polygon, and everything's verifiable on the blockchain, NFTs, etc., you can raise a complaint, but then you'll be able to track whether or not that complaint was followed up with.
Right.
And it wasn't just tossed to the side after filing, like, hey, there's domestic abuse or whatever. Like, so this thing called Up Police, India's.
Well, Polygon is an Indian company, are they not?
Yeah,
I believe they are. The founders or something like that. Are they based there? So, yeah, it's actually interesting. A few of the, the potential for blockchain to go into these third world countries is massive because, what's the population of India? A billion or more.
Yeah.
So once we start to see the companies that are building the ground roots in these third world countries that have hundreds of millions or a billion people, like think about all the wallet addresses and adoption they can see from there. So I think Polygon being based in India long term could be massive for them, because what if Polygon becomes, the official blockchain builder for the Indian government?
Right.
Blah, 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 right? So
very possible.
Interesting things. So where's the token price sitting right now?
I think it's sitting at 90 cents American.
Under $1.
When we first covered them, they're at 50 cents or so. This is a project that has 87% of their tokens in circulation, and they burn their supply.
Right, so it's deflationary.
It's also deflationary.
Yep.
This is a very, very, very good project.
I mean, look, considering all this kind of stuff, we were already bullish on Polygon from the first episode, the Truth About Polygon we made. Yeah. I think, as you said, I think it did a 2x from there. It's just, it would be hard for me not to continue to be bullish on Polygon. We always talk about look for the projects that are building during the bear market, forming partnerships, and getting ready for mass adoption, which could come in the next bull run. And look at all the corporations they're partnered with. Look at what they're doing. I just think it almost has to have a place in your long-term portfolio.
Yeah, I think it's like a $9 billion market cap or so. It was trading up around $3, so it could still do another 2 to 3x easy from where it is now. And
you have to think that the Ethereum merge, was obviously a buy the news. Buy the news, sell the rumor. Buy the rumor, sell the news.
Yeah,
that's
it.
Buy the rumor, sell the news. We knew that was going to happen, but the merge strengthens ETH long term. And when ETH has its rise again, Polygon will again be able to ride those coattails and the tailwinds from the rise of ETH. So there's a lot that could go in Polygon's favor moving forward, which is why I will definitely be keeping it on my watch list and probably long-term portfolio as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Hey, if you guys like this episode, if you like the updates, make sure to hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed, and tune into the next episode.
That one's going to be a banger.
All views expressed by speakers on the BeanPod are solely their opinions. You should not treat any opinion expressed on the BeanPod as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a specific strategy, but only as an expression of their opinion. This podcast is for informational purposes only.